Good morning. I figured since this was going to be our first remote learning protocol day, that it might be a good idea to just sort of walk you through a couple of things that I'm going to do a little bit differently. After this, I will expect you to read the directions, however. I'll spend a lot of time typing them. If you need to get a hold of me, you can, of course, for quick questions, that kind of stuff, use Remind. You can always use email as well. So from 8 to 3:30, email is good. If it's after 3:30, Remind. If it's about a grade, you need to send it through email, please. All right, so if you look at your screen, I just want to show you a couple of things. They're going to look different. I've added this remote learning protocol information. So this is the basics of the remote learning protocol. So kind of what we expect from you, which is that you will check in every day and then repeatedly throughout the day, Monday through Friday, to look for any messages from teachers or Ms. Fife about things that are going on with the school. Remember, just because you're not coming out to COA does not mean this is not a normal school day. We are not making these days up. They are counting towards your education. There's a sample schedule here. If you've forgotten what time different classes take place, you can of course use that. It gives you an idea of about when you should be checking in. If you have a live class activity, for example, a Google Hangout, a Zoom, something along those lines, it will be during your original class period. So if you're in my third period and we're going to do a live class activity, you would need to check in between 12:25 and 1:55. So that live class activity will happen in that hour and a half. If you're in my fourth period, our live class activities will happen between 2 o'clock and 1:30. And the whole purpose of that is so that we're not overlapping. Mr. McMillan won't have a live class activity for you at the same time I'm having a live class activity for you. So that's like the easiest way to make sure that we're not all scheduling live activities and you're like, I can only be in so many places at once. Same with us. So then the last one is a remote learning Q&A fact sheet. So basically, a lot of you actually helped Ms. Wooten create this. And it was, we brainstormed a list of questions, things that we thought you might feel like you needed to know. So most of your questions can be answered on that sheet. However, if you go to that sheet and you still can't find your answer, please contact us. But if we know the answer to your question is on that sheet and you check with us first, our first response is going to be, did you look at the Q&A sheet? Okay. All right, so if we scroll down, everything looks the same. I just closed up my units here. What I do want you to notice is on my to-do list right here, it says 318 assignments. Now, normally pages don't show up on your to-do list, to do. But from now on, your daily assignments will show up in your to-do list to make it easier for you to find them, okay? So if I scroll, but you have the other option, of course, is just to scroll down through the current unit, which is Greek and Roman literature. And if you scroll down, you'll see it right here, 318 assignments. Okay. So this video is going to be posted on this page. So if you struggle to find it, I don't know how helpful this will be, but I will help you find it. It's okay. That's what I'm here for. So each day, you're going to get like a little opening message from me. In this case, I'm just sort of going, hey, welcome. We're going to do this thing. We're going to make it awesome, blah, blah, blah. And it's reminding you that assignments are due and have due dates, and I will make sure that I'm highlighting due dates for you so you know if that assignment is due today, is it due tomorrow, when is it due. Membean, we're going to carry on with Membean, folks. This is not new. You know how to do it. You have 45 minutes of practice from Friday to Thursday, and you have a quiz that will pop up on Thursday. Okay, so don't get behind on Membean, otherwise you will be rushing. The only difference is you'll be able to take your Membean quiz pretty much whenever during that class period you want to take it. So make sure, so step one is make sure you get your Membean minutes, and you'll see that here's the highlighted due date. I've changed the due date time to 11:55 p.m. Y'all do not need to be up at 11:59 trying to submit assignments. Plus you've got that, oops, I thought I clicked it at 11:59, but it was really 12 o'clock. Okay. So give yourself that 5-minute window. Your topic and keywords are due for your multi-genre research project. Friday. Yes, this Friday by 11:55 p.m. About half of you have turned them in already, so half of you are still working on that. Do not pick your writing genre first, okay? You know who you are. Don't worry about what type of writing you're going to do. Don't be like, oh, I saw that recipe and I thought that was such a great idea. What could I do with it? You're going the wrong way. Topic first, keywords to help you focus your general topic. And then once you've done that, now you can start looking at what genres you think will work. And we're going to do a discussion thread where you guys can post your topics and keywords, and folks can start suggesting to you some genres, give you some ideas. You don't have to use them, but they might inspire you for a different idea you hadn't thought of. But again, that is due by Friday. So the next thing is we're going to do an It's All Greek to Me activity. We're going to take a look at where all of this Greek myths that we've talked about and how they show up in a lot of modern literature and actually in your day-to-day life. So each part will need to be completed daily. Today, which is Wednesday, March 18th, you will need to have read chapter 9 from How to Read Literature Like a Professor. There are 2 links to that book, and it is a PDF, so you can print it, you can upload it to your Google Drive. You can, if you upload it to your Google Drive, you will be able to keep it, and then you can make comments on it, take notes that way. If you have a printer available, you can, of course, print it out and take notes on it that way. If you're like me and you don't have a printer at home, paper and pencil, people, paper and pencil. You got this. I strongly recommend that you take notes while reading chapter 9, which is called It's All Greek to Me. It is written by a professor, a college professor, and he'll talk about how he would talk about this stuff with his students. He will mention several myths that you're already familiar with, some that you might have been familiar with before class, and some that you maybe haven't heard of yet. But the whole point is in that article, and we'll be using it to do several activities. Each day, you'll have an activity to complete towards this activity. You don't read that chapter, you won't be able to complete like 3 or 4 different activities. So do make sure that you read the chapter and you understand it. Remember, if you have any questions, you can use Remind. You can email me. I am available from 8 to 3:30 by email. After 3:30, you're going to have to use Remind because I do not have my email linked to my phone, and my computer will go off at that point so I can spend some time with my family. And hopefully you've gotten all your stuff done so you can be spending time with your family. I hope everybody stays nice and healthy, safe, and again, questions, please ask. It's what I'm here for.